Welcome to Rewrite Her Voice, the podcast that takes a bold and compassionate look at the inner critic living rent-free in your head. You know the one. She's judgmental, perfectionistic, and never misses a chance to tear you down. But here's the truth. That voice isn't truly you. Each week, we dive into an honest conversation with powerful stories and practical tools to uncover where that inner mean girl came from, why she shows up, and how to rewrite her script. It's time to reclaim your inner voice, break the cycle of self-sabotage, and speak to yourself with the kindness and strength you deserve. If you're ready to stop letting your inner mean girl run the show and start showing up as your most authentic, empowered self, let's go. Hello. Welcome back. I'm so pumped you're here. Today, I want to talk about something that I see all the time. And maybe you've even said this about yourself too. I just have no motivation. Have you ever heard that one? Have you ever said that one? What if I told you that's probably not true? You don't actually have a motivation problem. What you might have is something much deeper and much more human. Today, we're going to gently unpack the difference between what we call laziness and what actually is emotional or nervous system blocks, because those are not the same thing. And treating them like they are, well, guess what? That's where a lot of the frustration and shame comes from. Let's start here. Laziness versus emotional blocks. Laziness is actually pretty simple. You don't feel like doing the thing, and you're okay with that. There's no guilt, no inner tension, no spiral. You just chose not to do it. Your energy is there. You just don't want to use it in that way. And usually, laziness can be shifted with something like a better reward, clearer goals, or a change in interest. But emotional blocks, they feel completely different. You want to do the thing, but you feel stuck. There's guilt, anxiety, overwhelm, maybe even sadness. You think about the task, and instead of moving toward it, your whole system almost shuts down. You might feel tired all the time, even after resting. And no amount of just try harder actually works. Because this isn't about discipline, my friend. It's not. It's about what's happening inside your mind and your body. So here's a simple way to check in with yourself. Do I feel guilty for not doing this? If yes, this is probably not laziness. Am I only avoiding certain things, but still enjoying others? That might lean more toward avoidance or lack of interest. But if you're losing interest in everything, if even things you used to love feel heavy, that's a sign something deeper is going on. And one more. Do rewards help me start? If not, that's another clue this isn't about motivation. So what is it then? A lot of the time, it's your nervous system. Your body is designed to keep you safe. And when it senses a threat, whether that threat is real, emotional, or just perceived, it doesn't prioritize productivity, okay? It prioritizes protection. Sometimes that looks like anxiety. Sometimes it looks like overwhelm. And sometimes it looks like shutting down completely. That I can't move feeling, that's not you being lazy. That's your nervous system trying to conserve energy because it doesn't feel safe. Let's talk about that nervous system safety for a second. When you feel safe, your body supports growth, creativity, connection. But when you don't feel safe, your system pulls back. It might freeze, disconnect, avoid. And the tricky part is, those threats aren't always obvious. They can be loud environments, too many demands, negative self-talk, pressure to perform, or even just the fear of being seen. Which brings us to something really important. Fear of visibility. This one runs deep. Fear of visibility is the fear of being truly seen. Not just like being actually physically seen, but the you, the flawed, genuine you. Yeah, that one. That one being truly seen. Not just your polished, put together self, but your real, human, imperfect self. And for a lot of us, that doesn't feel safe. Maybe because of past experiences, maybe because you were criticized, rejected, or made to feel like you were too much or not enough, or maybe both together. So your brain learned something very powerful. If I stay hidden, I stay safe. And that shows up in ways that don't always look obvious. It can look like perfectionism, waiting until everything is just right before you start. It can look like self-sabotage, procrastinating, avoiding, staying small. You get my drift? It can look like overfunctioning in relationships, managing how others see you instead of just being yourself. And sometimes it even shows up physically. Racing heart, tight chest, that wave of anxiety when you think about putting yourself out there. Here's the uncomfortable part, okay? If your nervous system believes being seen is unsafe, no amount of motivation is going to override that. You can't mindset your way out of a survival response. Sorry. So what actually helps? Not more pressure, not more shame, not forcing yourself into massive action. What helps is safety, and that gets built in small, consistent ways. You can start with tiny acts of visibility, not big, scary leaps, okay? Just one small, imperfect step. Sharing a thought, speaking up once, showing up without over-editing. Like, over-editing means wear the clothes you actually like, not what you think people want to see you in. Showing up without makeup on? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Show up without over-editing, okay? You can begin to regulate your nervous system by breathing, slowing down, noticing when your body tightens, and then gently bringing it back to safety. You can actually start reframing vulnerability, because the truth is connection doesn't come from perfection, okay? The opposite happens. It comes from presence. And people don't connect with perfect. They connect with real. And maybe most importantly, you don't have to do this alone. Support matters. Whether that's therapy, coaching, or just a safe, supportive space where you can practice being seen without judgment. So if you've been calling yourself lazy, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself, what if I'm not lazy? What if something in me just doesn't feel safe yet? Because that changes everything. It shifts you from judgment to curiosity, from force to compassion. And that is where the real change actually begins. You're not broken. You're responding exactly how a human nervous system is designed to respond. Congrats, you're human. And with the right support, awareness, and small steps, you can build safety. You can move forward. And you can stop fighting yourself in the process. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to sit with this question today. Where might I need more safety instead of more pressure? And remember, my sweet friend, you're enough. You're worthy. And you are loved. Now, before you go, if this episode hit something in you, I want to invite you a little deeper. I created something just for you. A simple, gentle self-check to help you figure out whether you're actually dealing with a motivation issue or if there's something deeper going on in your nervous system. Because clarity changes everything. You can grab that special little something just for you by joining my email list. Just head to the link in the show notes, okay? Inside, you'll get tools, reflections, and support to help you move forward without shame of pressure. You don't have to figure this out alone. I'd love to have you there. Until the next time, my sweet friend, Love Rach. Hey, my sweet friend. Thank you so much for spending time with me today on Rewrite Her Voice. If you loved today's episode, will you hit that subscribe button for me? And be sure to share it with a friend. If you're ready to quiet your inner mean girl and step into your own authentic voice, I would love for you to join me inside our Cultivating membership. Until next time, remember, you are enough.